Everybody, hey, it's your boy Jane today, people. Today we're going to be going over my Dark Magician March 2018 deck profiling. If you like this and would like to see more deck profiles, please leave a like down below. And alright, let's waste no time. Let's hop right into this. Obviously, this is a Dark Magician deck, so you run not one, not two, but three of the Dark Magician. And I had to use all different artworks because why not? And these are all three of my favorite artworks. And then you run the one Magician of Dark Illusion. You run triple Apprentice Illusion Magician Girl. You run three of her. And then you run three of the rods. And then for my tech cards, you run two Mathematicians. Mathematician's actually pretty good in the deck because when he's normal summoned, you can send a monster from your deck to the graveyard. So you can send Rod to the graveyard, and with all the trap cards that you run in this deck, you can then activate a trap card and use Rod's effect in the graveyard to send Mathematician from the field to the graveyard to add Rod back to your hand. So it's pretty much like you're running 5 Rods. It's pretty good. And so now, if you thought the spicy techs were done, no. You run 1 Obelisk the Tormentor, 1 Slifer the Sky Dragon, and 1 Winged Dragon. I'm just kidding. You run the 1 Magician Prophecy because you do run the Spellbook cards. But if you wanted to maybe fit in 1 Sphere mode to combat the meta, it wouldn't be terrible. So as I was saying, you do run the Spellbook engine, so you run 2 Secrets and 2 Knowledge. And I feel like that's the perfect ratio, honestly, for the Spellbook engine. And it works. And to go along with the Egyptian God cards, you have to run True Name. Such a good card, considering the fact that the next card that you run 3 of in almost every single Dark Magician deck is 3 Dark Magical Circles. So good to combo those 2 off. And then you run the 2 Potted Dualities because you don't really special summon on your turn except for the Apprentice Magician. So outside of that, it just increases your consistency. And then for the one-offs, you run the 1 Dark Magic Inheritance, the 1 Dark Magic Attack, 1 Eye of Timaeus. I have a love-hate relationship with this card. I used to run it at 3. It got way too cloggy. Bumped it down to 2. That ratio was pretty good, except for the more I realized that the deck is just so tight on space. And Eye of Timaeus is kind of like a win more card, in my opinion, so I bumped it down to 1 because it's still good to have. And then you run the 1 Raigeki and the 1 Monster Reborn. I had to have the alternate art because this deck, I love this deck, so I had to hollow max rarity almost every single card. And then for the traps, you run 3 Magician's Navigation, 3 Eternal Soul, and then you run some Solemns, 2 Solemn Strike, and the Solemn Warning.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Or Judgment. That's it for the deck. Let's go on to the extra deck. You run the 3 big targets for Eye of Timaeus, depending on whichever one you need. I realize that I mainly go into the Dark Magician and the Dragon Knight. But Amulet Dragon's pretty good, and if you're ever versing like those new, I forget the archetype, but they're all about the spell cards. Dark Paladin's going to be helping you out, man. And then you'll go into the Xyz. You pretty much just run all level 7 Xyz pretty much. You run 1 Ebon Illusion. I used to run 2, but I took it out because you really only ever go into 1. Unless you're like hardcore losing. And then I run 1 Ebon High Magician, 1 of the Big Eyes, 1 Draco Sack, 1 Red Eyes, Galaxy Tomahawk, 1 Naruto, 1 Photon Strike Bouncer, 1 Phantom Break Swords, Link Spider, and the last one's Decode Talker. Anyways, that's my deck profile, my Dark Magician deck profile. If you like it, please leave a like, and that'll do it. Bye!